Hello and welcome to an episode of Shoogly Shed Motors on the Move. I'm currently driving to Knockhill Racing Circuit in Fife, Scotland. It's about an hour's drive from where I live. The reason I'm going there is a company who service Ohlins shocks. Now, the Ohlins that came on the XJR1300 had definitely seen better days, shall we say, and I kind of decided that it was a bit too much of a job to have a look at servicing some otherwise very expensive shocks myself and trying to restore them, because at the end of the day, working with suspension, and especially like suspension that's, I think it's charged with gas, or at least it's definitely at high pressure, was just a recipe for disaster, and not only like a sort of danger aspect, but also just sort of from a I might mess this up perspective, especially with the need for specialised servicing tools and things like that. So I figured that the best thing to do would be take it to someone who knows exactly what they're doing, and also I really just want someone to tell me if it's worth it. I don't really know what miracles can be worked with regards to restoring premium suspension units as the Ohlins are, because they're really not in very good condition. As I'll put some footage up so you can have a wee look at them. But basically, they've not been looked after. I think someone's tried to touch up the paint. There's just all sorts of things not entirely right with them. All these things that I don't really know the answers to, and just speaking to someone face to face, getting those answers would be beneficial. So, all that in mind, we're on our way to Fife. So, I'm back in the shed after a visit to ERS Racing over in Fife. Eddie Stone, who runs the business, an absolute legend in the game. He really is a total guru when it comes to anything suspension based, and also Ducatis. His business is based around maintenance and repairs of Ducatis and servicing and repairing Ohlins suspension. So, thanks so much, Eddie, for your time. I could just talk to him all day. A good couple of cups of coffee and just some brilliant chat, and yeah, I could have spent all day there if I wasn't time pressed to get back. But yeah, thanks again, Eddie, for your help. So what we've decided to do is strip the shocks down, and Eddie's kindly given me the parts to go away and get some repowder coating done and some plating, and then also just some polishing done. And then once that's done, I can take the parts back to him and he can reassemble them with all the fresh service parts, reassemble the shocks back to factory fresh. So it's a really cool arrangement, and I really appreciate Eddie letting me go the cost-effective route of getting some of the stuff done myself and then bringing it back to him, rather than having him traipse about and get my plating done for me. So I have come away with a box of components. So I've got the springs. Springs are pretty tired. The coating on them is pretty worn away in places, and not to mention they're just dull and boring. So I'm going to get these recoated, repowder coated in fresh yellow. Next up I have the preload adjusting rings. These are all, I think someone's tried to rattle can these at one point, or perhaps even just like brush on paint. So these need a good clean and a polish. Likewise, the top sections of the shocks, they just need a good polish as well. And then I've got the tubes. So the kind of cylinder tubes here, these were yellow zinc coated, but as you can see the coating has, it's corroded and dissolved and come off, so I need to find platers to take these to get them cleaned up and replated, and then hopefully when these all go back together they will look smart. So after a bit of a mammoth polishing session, parts came up pretty well. They're not quite mirror finish, but I don't know if I actually want a mirror finish on them. I don't want them to look like chrome. I'm not a big fan of chrome. So that kind of dull matted finish is actually probably preferable. There are some bits that the aluminium's fairly pitted. I think it's just the nature of the cast aluminium, perhaps. I don't know if you maybe tried to sand them a little bit, you might get them a bit more polished, but actually I don't really want to sand them. They're quite small precision parts with lots of little flanges and lips on them, and if I take some sandpaper to them I might make a mistake that I regret. So yeah, I'm not sure if I'm happy with the finish, to be honest. Straight after polishing, they sometimes don't look terribly even. It takes a little bit of time for the aluminium just to oxidise just a little bit, to even out a little bit. Yeah, I'm not sure. Not really made my mind up yet. But yeah, that was like 3.5 hours of polishing that might go to waste. So the next thing to do is to get the tubes zinc plated. I gave them a clean up just to kind of remove the corrosion and smooth them off, but essentially you want that kind of finish across the whole thing. So they'll get done. I need to go and check out a platers that I've been recommended, and the other thing to do is get these powder coated. Should be simple enough. Okay, I need to fill you in on the past month or so. I took the parts for the shocks away to get their coatings done. Got the powder coating done by a local place, managed to find a place about an hour's drive away that did the zinc coating as well. And then obviously, as you saw, I've got my polishing done on the rest of the components. I delivered them all back to Eddie at ERS Racing, and then Eddie reassembled them for me. I had to wait a while for some parts to come from Sweden, from Ohlins, and some service parts. And then I got COVID and I couldn't pick them up. I was hoping to maybe get a little bit of footage with Eddie as he reassembled them, but basically he couldn't wait around for me, which is understandable, he's running a business. So it's a shame. However, the results are pretty good. I just picked the shocks up today, so let's check them out. So this is how they came out. Pretty brand spanking, really. There's a few small blemishes and imperfections because the only thing that didn't get coated was the piggybacks here, but it's brand new stickers and stuff, and actually you'd need to be really fine tooth combing it to see any of the marks. Aside from that, I think that's a pretty decent result. They look, pretty good condition now. They're way better than what they were, and I think they are more than worth going on the bike at the end. Really pleased with the results, and can't thank Eddie enough for his hard work to get these back to looking like they do now. Main thing also, aesthetics are important, but performance is also very important, especially with a big bike. A lot of weight as well. Suspension is quite important. So now that these have been fully rebuilt, they should perform basically back to what they were new. So they should hopefully perform well on the bike and make the bike handle better and things like that. I think talking to Eddie, it seems like a lot of people neglect their suspension and don't get it serviced as often as they should, especially for big performance bikes and things. So it's important to put decent shocks back on it, shocks in good condition, and yeah, I'm pleased with the results overall, and I can't wait to get them back on the bike. Well, I hope you'll agree with me that that's a pretty decent result considering what those looked like before. I mean, I think with all these things, you can buy brand new ones and replace them outright, but there is something quite satisfying about restoring something, like bringing it back from the dead and not just chucking it in the bin.
and I think this has been a decent sort of advocate for that ethos. But yeah, obviously they now look very out of place from the rest of the bike. But it's nice to see them back on, and it means I get the proper suspension height and things like that for fitting the wheels and yada yada yada. But yeah, like I say, it's cool to have them back on the bike, and I'm pretty pleased with the result. So yeah, job well done, I think. I do apologise there wasn't more footage in this episode of the shocks being disassembled and reassembled, but like I say, circumstances got in the way. But it's cool to see them back and to see the kind of before and after results. Anyway, as usual, please do like, comment and subscribe to the Shoogly Shed channel. I really do appreciate it. I will see you next time, I hope. Take care. Goodbye.
I'm interested as well just to chat to them about the Ohlins suspension and to see whether or not it's worth just replacing the units, and yeah, just getting a little bit of an expert opinion. You know, at the end of the day, if you needed open heart surgery, you'd go to a doctor, wouldn't you? You wouldn't have a go at it yourself. You might not. I hope you wouldn't.